cuisine, and the ingredients we need are some tortilla wraps. We're going to be using some bell peppers as well, so total 6. We need 2 red bell peppers, 2 yellow bell peppers, and 2 green bell peppers, all cut into strips. We need 2 cans of sweet corn. The one I like using is Green Giant. The drained weight is 285 grams and I use 2 of these. We also need 1 tin of plum tomatoes. They can be peeled or chopped. Then cut into slices 4 tomatoes and 4 red onions. We also need some barbecue seasoning, so this is total 140 grams. I like using old El Paso's one. So we've got 2 identical spice plates. They contain 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of garam masala, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, and half a teaspoon of coriander powder, and there's 2 of those. We also need to fry the food, so we're going to have 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil for the vegetables and 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil for the chicken. I'm using 1 kilogram of chicken strips. So the kitchen utensils we'll be using are 2 saucepans. They should be about medium to large size. We'll be using the large one for the vegetables and the smaller one for the chicken. We also need 2 spatulas. So put your saucepan over a medium heat and add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil or sunflower oil and get that sizzling away. Once you've done that, then you can add the chicken, and we want to fry the chicken until it's cooked through. So cook the chicken over medium to high heat until it's gone white, and I'll show you. So the coating, there should be a brown coating on it. As you can see, the chicken's gone white and all of the water's coming out. There's still a few raw bits, but gradually all of the chicken should become this kind of white colour, and then eventually it will get coated in a brown layer, and that's when you know it's cooked. On a separate saucepan, so on a separate hob, we're going to start cooking the vegetables, and we're going to cook the 2 simultaneously so that it's all done quicker. So now our chicken's cooking away nicely, we can start working on the veg. So to a medium to high heat, again add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil or sunflower oil. Let that start heating up. And then to this, to make the sauce of our fajita filling, we're going to add the can of chopped tomatoes. Add our chopped tomatoes and our chopped onions. You'll see we need a bigger pan for the vegetables because this is actually where we're making the majority of the fajita mix. We'll combine the vegetables and the chicken afterwards. To this then also add the 2 cans of sweet corn. The water leaves the vegetables and the cells start breaking down, you'll see this mixture will shrink quite a lot. Alright, so we've been cooking for about 10 minutes. The chicken has started to go brown. Some people like it cooked like this. Personally, I like to cook the chicken for about total 30 to 40 minutes, so it's nice and soft and succulent inside. I don't really like chewy or fibrous chicken. And in terms of the vegetables, they are starting to smell absolutely amazing. So if you have a look, all of that water's coming out. The vegetables have started to soften and go translucent. And we've got a lot of water that's boiling, and it smells absolutely amazing. So to the vegetables now, they're about ready to add the seasoning. So let's add our barbecue powder. This will give the fajita mix the nice barbecue taste. And also remember, I made 2 spice plates, so one is for the chicken and one is for the vegetables. This has got some salt, some garam masala, chili powder, ground cumin, and coriander. I like to make up my own spices because to me the barbecue seasoning isn't quite as spicy as I like it. So mix that all in, get the powder dissolved into the water, get all of the vegetables coated in the powder. This needs about 20 more minutes to go completely soft and get all of that water evaporated, so you've got a thick fajita mix. Look how beautifully the vegetables are bubbling away and how much they've shrunk in size, and also the chicken. I actually made this recipe up about 5 years ago when I was still at university. I just love barbecue flavour, but unfortunately here in London we only get about 3 months of the year where it's nice enough outside to do barbecues. So the rest of the year I really miss out on the barbecue flavour. What inspired me to create this recipe was I just really wanted a barbecue flavour, and I found that seasoning that I mentioned earlier. I actually started making vegetable fajita wraps, and you can make this recipe entirely vegetarian by just cutting out the chicken. So as you may have noticed earlier, our chicken started to go quite dry and it was browning around the edges. I think it needs a further 10 minutes, so I've added about a mug of water. I would be careful at this stage, so turn the heat down to low, give the pan a few minutes to cool off, and then add about a mug of water. This is also that we can steam the chicken for 10 minutes, then hopefully the inside of the chicken will be very succulent, very smooth, and I mean it will be perfect to eat. Steam the chicken for a total of 10 minutes. I'm going to steam it for 5 minutes, give it a mix and make sure that it's steaming well, and then steam it for a further 5 minutes, and then it should all be cooked. Our vegetable is reducing nicely. Still want some of that water to evaporate off, so that we've got a nice thick mixture to put in the wraps. Now that the chicken's steaming nicely and the vegetables are reducing down nicely, I thought I'd give a bit of background about myself. So I'm actually 25 years old. I'm a female, in case you couldn't tell. I've always loved cooking. I don't do this full time, I do have a full-time job outside of this. But I think cooking is so important because you need to be aware of what nutrients you put into your body, and also the food you make needs to be sustainable. I'm actually a doctor. I work in a busy central London hospital, and I like meal prep, so I like being ready in advance, cooking on the weekend, so that I've got enough meals to last me through the whole week, and also sustain me, because some of the shifts can be 12 or 13 hours. So that bell going off was the 5-minute timer for the chicken steaming. So we want to have a look at the chicken, make sure that it's steaming nicely, which it is. We'll just steam it for a further 5 minutes, and then this should be good to go. At this point we want to add the second spice plate to give the chicken its spice and flavours. Steam it for another 5 minutes. And our vegetables nearly there. A 5-minute bell has just gone off for the chicken, so this should be fully cooked. There we go. That's all finished. The colour has come from the spices we added. In a few minutes, when the vegetables have reduced completely, we'll add the chicken to the vegetable mix and we'll be good to eat. So in the meantime, turn the heat on the chicken off, let it cool down, and then we will add it to the vegetables when they're ready. Just have a look at the vegetables, they've reduced down very well as well. If you like the wrap saucy, then you can actually stop here. I like the consistency a bit thicker so that there isn't sauce dripping everywhere. Our vegetables are finally done. That's reduced down to the consistency I want. We're going to transfer the chicken over and then we'll start making the wraps. Yeah, as I was saying, if you're working like 12 or 13-hour shifts and you're on your feet all the time, you need substantial meals. Like a sandwich from a shop down the road isn't good enough to keep your energy up during those long spells. So I like to get all my meals ready, usually take 2 meals to work. So now we've transferred all the chicken over, give it a good final mix. So this is a perfect consistency. We can put ourselves together a nice wrap. And that's what it looks like. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Let me know if you made it with the chicken or you made it vegetarian without any meat. Enjoy your fajitas, everyone. I'll catch you on the next one.